Hola everybody! What's going on out there? Kai Pacha here with the weekly paleo report for October 18th, 2023. Made it back to California here for a little bit. And the moon is in Sagittarius. Let's do some traveling while we still can. Before they close those borders, man, I'm trying to pack it in. I'm going down to Patagonia, and you'll be hearing more about that, but it is going to be an outrageous trip. I'm heading over to Bali next month. I hope you can join me there. But yeah, better get while the getting is good. Anyway, for now, yeah, I'm here. It's amazing. I'd like to get out of here, these old here United States, because I'm walking down to the river here, right? And what happens? My phone goes, bah! 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 There's an emergency alert for an earthquake, and I should find cover and duck down and hold on. I mean, it's like, where the hell did that come from? Samsung, man. They just update your phone. You know, they don't let you choose. You have to get the update, and then they stick that stuff on there. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about truth today. Sometimes the truth hurts and it's not so pretty. So let's get on with these aspects, because there's a ton of aspects. Oh my God, right? We had that solar eclipse, and then we're going to have the first quarter moon. 28 degrees Capricorn, 28 minutes. I will be reading you the Sabian symbol for that degree. Absolutely phenomenal. Has a lot to do with this week's mantra. But in the meantime, the sun has moved on, and it's going to be going into Scorpio on Monday, squaring Pluto before it does on Saturday. And you know, it's traveling right along with Mercury, exactly conjunct Mercury tomorrow, Thursday. So here's the sun and Mercury moving together, right? Mercury goes into Scorpio on Saturday. So they're leaving Libra, last chance for peace, going into Scorpio, sign of conflict. Oh man, right? And that is thank God, right? They get into Scorpio and they trine Saturn, because Saturn is at 0 degrees of Pisces now, about to station. November 4th, Saturn is going to station, so that's going to be all right. And so that's a good trine. Hallelujah. Another good trine. Venus trine Jupiter. She's over there in Virgo, trining Jupiter in Taurus. I'm going to be talking about that today. All right. And Mercury, yeah, trine Saturn. So we do have some trines happening along with, but I mean, it's pretty intense, right? Mercury squares Pluto Friday, Sun squares Pluto Saturday. And we know Pluto is still square the moon's nodes. It's only like 3 degrees off. Super intense time of evolutionary transition. So the moon moves into Capricorn tomorrow on Thursday, and she joins the party, right? On Saturday, she conjuncts Pluto. Squares the sun and Mercury before she heads off into Aquarius. I mean, ay carambas. This planet is getting so freaking intense, man. By Saturday, yeah, she goes into Aquarius and then spends the rest of the weekend there. Tuesday, she goes into Pisces. So let me look at the camera and talk to you, yeah? All right, everybody. Some of you like it when I get preachy, and some of you don't. But guess what? Moon's in Sagittarius, the sign of the preacher. Oh my God. And today we got some truths to discuss, and I'll try not to get too preachy, but with a Sabian symbol like this, okay, coming up for this first quarter square moon, it leads me right into that kind of a space. Let me read it for you right now. And yeah, I think I've read this one before, because Pluto has been going back and forth, right on this degree. So we have a moon Pluto, right, conjunction squaring a sun Mercury conjunction and the moon's nodes. It's just like super, super intense. I'm sure you're feeling the intensity. This intensity is not going to stop. It's building. The moon is building. It's waxing to the lunar eclipse, which I think is going to be so super freaking intense. Oh my God, I don't know how much I want to talk about Mars opposite Jupiter, but it does play into this a little bit, because on the lunar eclipse, it is, if like a lunar eclipse is not enough, okay, we've also got an exact Mars opposite Jupiter on the same day as the eclipse, and Mercury opposite Jupiter. So a Mercury-Mars conjunction in Scorpio, with the Sun in Scorpio, opposing the Moon in Taurus. This is definitely having to do, Scorpio is the sign of conflict, it is the sign of death, it is the sign of endings, of letting go, and facing and confronting the mysteries of life and death and everything that is beyond our control. And there's a lot that's beyond our control, especially these days. Yeah? Armies, governments, you name it. There's a lot of things that are beyond our control, and we need to deal with them. The WHO, I just posted on our Telegram station. If you're not on Telegram, check New Paradigm Astrology out, because it's uncensored, and I post a lot more on Telegram than I can on Facebook or YouTube or any place else. And there's a 14-minute clip there about what's going on that everybody should know about. But backing away from that and getting a little more into this whole realm of polarity, materialism, and the spiritual world. So we've got this polarity, right? The moon's nodes are a polarity, the Taurus-Scorpio polarity, the Aries-Libra polarity. Astrology is basically dealing with 6 polarities. And if we balance out these 6 polarities, we're centered. I always say, and we freaking ascend, baby. Ow! Yeah. In the meantime, we're in these polarities, and yeah, I think I'm going to save, I'm going to wait until next week to bring up to you the Sabian symbol that has to do with the origin of the Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Aries that happened in May of 2022, year and a half ago, just about, right? Okay. And now is coming around into this opposition, right? So the seed was sown in May of 2022 that is now coming into fruition at this polarity of Mars opposite Jupiter. And I'm going to say that if we give it a 5-degree orb, which in astrology we usually give like a 9-degree orb, okay? So a 5-degree orb is a pretty tight distance. It's a pretty tight orb, right? If we do that, then we're going to say that Mars is actually opposite Jupiter from October 22nd, this weekend, all the way through November 4th. So this is a long period of Mars opposite Jupiter. And what is, Jupiter wants to expand, and Mars is my will, my power, my desires. This is about boundaries. This is about, expanding our borders, expanding our boundaries, wanting to take more, have more, get more, own more. And this brings us right back to this theme of materialism and this third dimensional world of time, space, and matter, physical matter, that I really want to talk to you about today, because there's no place on these rocks for my freaking book. You should see where I'm sitting here. I'm on a freaking rock, dude. Anyway, Capricorn, the 29th degree of Capricorn, where the moon is going to be squaring the sun. Okay, this week, this is the mantra, right? Not the I'll give you the mantra later. This is the Sabian symbol. A woman reading tea leaves. The ability to see the signature of hidden meaning in every occurrence, drawing one's attention. Humanity has always sought to interpret the meaning of events. Isn't this great with the moon in Sag right now? Right? And Jupiter, the ruler of Sag, in Taurus, us finding personal meaning, a personal philosophy of life. This is what each and every one of us needs to get a hold of here. Make some sense out of the events of our lives. Anyway, back to the Sabian symbol. Interpret the meaning of events or situations which baffle us in terms of specific omens or signatures. The reading of tea leaves is only a commonplace modern version of a certain type of procedure used by priests of all ancient religions. The practice is based on a realization of the relationship of everything to everything else. A definition of astrology given by Mark Edmund Jones. That's what got me into astrology. The relationship of everything to everything else. Astrology helps us. The 8th house and Scorpio, these archetypes, they relate things that you would not think were related, but they are related, and astrology shows you the relationships between them. It's freaking awesome. Dream interpretation. In-depth psychology belongs to the same category, as it is based upon the establishment of a close connection between the unconscious and the conscious. But in dream analysis, the individual, that's in italics, unconscious, at least at first, is mainly referred to, while in omens or oracles, right, or readings, one relies upon the power of occult forces or entities to convey the information that will clarify confusing situations. That's what we want to do here today. We want to clarify confusing situations. This symbol implies the ability not only to perceive the facts of everyday existence, but to see through these facts and discover how they are related to the realm of basic meanings or archetypal processes. This is essentially what is meant by true clairvoyance. The capacity to see everything, to see in everything, the signature of deeper realities. Woo! Not everything is as it appears, and there is way more depth and meaning behind, through, and underneath what we can see, touch, taste, hear, sense, and feel. Yeah, with the 5 physical senses. This is what this is about, and this is what I want to be talking to you about today, is the spiritual worlds, the multi-dimensional realities, because we're really getting smashed. We're getting hammered. We're getting propagandized. We're getting programmed to believe that this is all there is. And it blows my mind that so many people are buying into it. Come on, baby. I just saw this clip. Okay, you know, I mean, I'm watching what's going on out there, man. I'm probably too much. I know too much. They're gonna get me. Anyway, the AI, Mark Zuckerberg, is giving this speech about the how meta glasses. If you don't know about meta glasses, it is the combination of artificial intelligence, AI, with Ray-Ban sunglasses, man. They're coming out in the United States first, but all over the world. And you're going to look around, and you're going to and you'll talk to your glasses, and then your glasses will talk back to you. And you can look at a building, it'll give you the history of the building. You can look at a foreign language sign, it'll interpret it for you. You can point it to a leaky faucet, it'll tell you how to fix it. You can do this and this and this and this. You can have conversations, you know, with people. This is another one, the virtual realities. Actually bringing people, you know, like into your space and having conversations with their avatar. Not really them, but them. And then the guy goes on actually to give a little bit about how it's ultimately going to be even with people that have passed on. So we're going to be talking to ghosts. If you got enough footage and enough Facebook information on you, they can, you know, make up you. You will be made up. And this is what the whole thing is here that I'm talking about. And this is Scorpio, right? This is Halloween. Ghosts and goblins can be seen. This is the time of piercing through the veil. This Sun and Mercury moving into Scorpio is looking at the mysteries of the portal and what is on the other side. And look through the window of this reality and not be limited by this reality. Because this is the problem with AI, right? It's programmed. It even says on there, it says like, you know, you'll be in a debate with somebody and you'll be able to win the debate because you know the truth. So you can click onto your Google-driven AI glasses if you want to know the truth. What truth? Whose truth? Who wrote the algorithm? Give me a frickin' break. The idea that truth is some kind of factual, left brain, Mercury, third dimensional, you know, bullshit. That's not truth. We've got the Sun, Mercury, not only going into Scorpio, but trining Saturn over there in Pisces. And if you want to get into the truth, it's multidimensional. Science has proven 13 dimensions. We're looking at 3 here, folks. I think time is the 4th, right? So it's just, you know what? This idea of people finding truth, finding immortality, finding fulfillment, love, happiness, understanding, truth, meaning, purpose, identity through computers. I mean, look through artificial intelligence. What does it boil down to? It boils down to ones and zeros. It boils down to transistors. It boils down to square waves. It boils down to polarity. Polarization. God, I should read that other. Next week I'm going to read you the other Mars Jupiter about, you know, this polarized reality. We do need to polarize into yin yang, light and dark, masculine and feminine for counterpoint awareness, to expand our consciousness, but mostly to show us that there is a world beyond. There is a world beyond. And that we are not going to find fulfillment. We are not going to find love. We are not going to find consciousness. Let's have AI define consciousness for us. I mean, these are feelings, emotions, spiritual realities. And we are being, brainwashed into denying the higher dimensional, the higher vibrations, the higher frequencies, the higher realities of what it means to be human. And this is in the world of dreams, like the Sabian symbol talks about today. You are not going to find, dream interpretation, understanding, it'll come through with some kind of artificial, that's the whole thing. That's what is so perfect about it. It even says right in its name, it's artificial. It's not real intelligence. So this is about Sun, Mercury, Mars moving into Scorpio. And for this month of Scorpio, what is Scorpio about? Investigating, researching, calling people on their bullshit, calling ourselves on our own bullshit, kind of, asking unconsciously, subconsciously, other people to call us on our bullshit. This is where it comes into conflict, but it also comes into digging down into the deeper realities for a greater understanding of truth, of self, of love, of unity, of the taboo, of all those things that people are so afraid to talk about these days. Evil, God, sex, money, death, you name it. There's a lot getting censored now. Yeah, it's all, so Scorpio, has a lot to do. I mean, really, it's like, okay, are we going to control? Scorpio wants power and control, wants to, dominate the narrative. And Sagittarius is about opening and expanding, exposing censorship so that consciousness can be expanded. So what is this a good week for? This is what I really want to, get into. I think this is a good week for that. Venus trine Jupiter wants to put our house in order. Venus is love and money. Jupiter's in Taurus of money. This is a good week for looking where your assets are. Okay, your taxes, your inheritances, your insurance, car, house, fire, bank accounts, really let's get our house in order here in a very practical, real way. Make sure that you are investing your money or placing your money or putting your money in the right place, that you have an income, that you have a source of stability, of security, of food, shelter, and clothing. I'm telling you, I need to do a larger talk on 2024 as Pluto goes into Aquarius and what is around the corner. I'm telling you, this is really a time for us to get your house in order. I've been saying it for a long time, to get out of the cities and to grow your own food or live or make friends with a farmer or whatever. I mean, this is time to see, are you where you want to be? Are you content? Yeah, where you are, because next year is going to really be bringing in a lot, and it's starting now. Yeah, and not just over in Israel, but with the whole entire globalist agenda. Yeah, so I'll talk about that again in another video, but also in our personal lives. Scorpio has to do with our most intimate lovers, our most intimate soul partners and connections. And this is a time of really looking at the shadow, looking at what you're projecting, looking at what you are fearing. And, this is a big time of working with our fears and of loss, of letting go of control. And some of that has to maybe letting go of some of our freedoms, of some of our autonomy, of some of our, income, of some of our security. I mean, so much is getting challenged. Saturn's in Pisces till 2026. And we are, needing to come to terms with, how little control we really do have, but also what we really can control, and that is our inner state, our mind, our thoughts, our heart space, and our feelings. And so this Venus trine Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, trining Saturn, this is a time, I think of the Mantek Chia meditation of smiling at your organs. That's one that, I'm really working with. But there's also this place. How much time have I got? Okay. Very briefly, you create a feeling of gratitude. The highest vibration of love, gratitude, and compassion is right up there too. Yeah? These are these very high frequency energies, feelings, emotions. Think of a sunset. Think of a person that you love. Think of a gift or something beautiful, something you've created, something that you've done, a dance or a song that you really love. Get that feeling in your heart of appreciation, of gratitude, of love, and meditate on that. Close your eyes, picture it, hear it inside your head. Develop your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, develop this sense of creating an inner reality. This is Jupiter, Uranus, and Taurus, with the North Node in Aries and Chiron in Aries. This is our innermost world. Aries and Taurus, right down to Gemini and Cancer. The first 4 signs. This is our innermost world, and we want to take control of that. And we want to master that. And so what you can do is become familiar with that feeling in your heart, in your gut, in your soul, of serenity, of peace, of happiness, of joy. Find that frequency by focusing on these, and then become familiar to the point where you will be able to recall that frequency, recall that feeling, because it's so familiar. It's like coming home. You will be able to bring up, recall that feeling in your heart space, in your belly, in your mind, of serenity, of peace, of gratitude, without the picture, without the image, without the music or the sound or whatever you used in the first place to get you there. You know what I'm saying? This is like an exercise where you practice plucking a certain string on the guitar, a certain note, a certain heartstring. Practice plucking the heartstring of love and gratitude and compassion in your heart, and pluck it, pluck it, pluck it, pluck it, pluck it, pluck it. And then it will become so familiar that you can go there whenever you want. You see what I'm saying? This is a good exercise that we can all work on, because then when the outside world gets so insane or so crazy or so wild, we go inward and boom, find that inner peace, that inner serenity. And this is the spiritual world that is inaccessible to technology. Yeah? So the mantra for this week. What gives me the courage to let go in this world is knowing there's more beyond time. Touch, taste, sight, smell, and sound. That is truth and love combined. There is more beyond time and space. Time and space go together, so if you take away time, you got no space. You take away space, you got no time, right? Let's get that clear. So what I'm talking about is a world beyond time and space. I'm talking about the spiritual world. Yeah? The inner world. The ultimate reality out of which this world emerged. This is Pisces. Yeah? The infinite cosmic totality, the infinite potential out of which every desire, image, experience, reality emerges out of this infinite source. So this third dimensional earthly physical reality was created out of a divine intelligence of non-time, outside time and space, multi-higher dimensional realities and consciousness. Yeah? And so if we tap into that, that's what reading the tea leaves is all about. It's this finding this other world, and that other world gives the truth, the significance, our identity. No computer's going to tell you who you are. Yeah? Your consciousness, your dreams. So these all come from the spiritual world. And what we're experiencing now is the fall of humanity. And the fall of humanity is the fall into materialism, duality, polarization, and it leads to nothing but conflict and war and consciousness, I have to say. This is what the whole evolutionary journey is about, okay? Is developing consciousness through polarity of what is right, of what is true, of what is love, of what is me and what is you, and da-da-da. I mean, this is what the School of Planet Earth is all about. Yeah, baby. Ow! But we don't want to get lost in it and think it's the only freaking game show in town. Come on. Yeah. We got to create alternate realities that are not artificial. So what gives me the courage to let go in this world? Scorpio is about death and dying and letting go and surrendering and, just like, and it takes courage, guts. Mars and Scorpio. We're going to face our fears. I can't live without that. I can't live without you. I can't live without this. I can't let go of that. Well, we may need to. And this eclipse is going to be showing us you can't always get what you want. There's a song for this week. It was going to be My Sweet Lord. I'll have to check it out. I may have already used You Can't Always Get What You Want. On Spotify there is a New Paradigm Astrology playlist with 60 hours of music or something. I don't know, man. But it's all my songs, and I think I already used You Can't Always Get What You Want. I may have used My Sweet Lord. I'm running out of songs now. Anyway. Whoosh! To get back on point. Yeah? is knowing there is a world beyond time. Touch, taste, sight, smell, and sound that is truth and love combined. I mean, it's a poem. It's a mantra. I'll say it with the cadence, with the rhythm in there a little bit, because we are in time and space, and time gives birth to rhythm. And you got to have rhythm to dance. What gives me the courage to let go, what gives me the courage to let go in this world is knowing there's more beyond time. Touch, taste, sight, smell, and sound that is truth and love combined. If you repeat it over a few times, it'll make more, make more rhyme, make more sense. And I hope that this Pele report makes sense. And that you take time out, to like really cultivate relationship, cultivate, your inner world, balance out like I've been talking about, okay? Communication, compromise, cooperation with the other, holding your own, finding your truth through the mirror of relationship and partnership, not getting lost in it, but not being afraid of it, and letting go whatever is in the way of you creating love, peace, balance, and harmony in your life. It's kind of got to go. If it's not feeding you, it's bringing you down and depressing and dull and challenge. I mean, you really want to be looking at this time period as a time of surrendering that which is no longer serving your soul evolution. Not necessarily your bank account or your this or your that or the, your desire body, but your soul evolution, which goes beyond the physical. Anyway, blah, 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 quack, quack. That's all for today. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.